All right, let's get real for a second. You ever look at your life and wonder why you still don't have that thing you've wanted for so long? Maybe it's a career shift, a healthier body, a fulfilling relationship, or just a sense of peace in your own mind. And you tell yourself, I want this, I'm trying, I'm doing the work. But deep down, you know there's a gap. Because if you really had done what was required, if you had fully committed, you'd have it by now. So, what's really going on? That's what we're diving into today. In this video, you'll learn why you don't yet have what you want and why it's not external circumstances holding you back. The uncomfortable truth about identity, action, and results. How to stop making yourself the most important thing in your world so you can actually move forward. And a powerful mindset shift that opens the door to real change. Let's be honest, there's only one reason you don't have what you want. You haven't become the person who creates that result. That's it. It's not because life's unfair. It's not because you didn't get the right opportunities. It's not your past, your upbringing, or the people around you. It's you. Now, that might sting a little, and trust me, I get it, because I've had to face this myself more times than I can count. But here's the good news. If you are the reason, that also means you hold the power to change it. The biggest obstacle? Most of us are too wrapped up in ourselves. We make our current beliefs, our comfort, our ego so important that we ignore what actually works. You ever look at someone who's already achieved what you want and immediately think, that wouldn't work for me because ... Or maybe you dismiss their success, assuming they had some unfair advantage. That's your mind protecting your current identity. The truth is, the people who succeed aren't special. They just committed to becoming the kind of person who takes the right actions, no matter how uncomfortable, inconvenient, or humbling that process might be. And that's the shift you need to make. Here's the deal. If you don't have it, you're not yet the version of yourself who does. And that's okay. But you have to be willing to admit, 1, you don't currently have the knowledge, skill set, or habits required. 2, your perspective might not be the best one. And 3, what feels comfortable is probably what's keeping you stuck. Humility isn't weakness. It's the door to mastery. When you let go of needing to be right, when you stop making your current beliefs so important, suddenly the path forward becomes obvious. I had a friend, let's call him Dave, who spent years saying he wanted to start his own business. He read the books, took the courses, listened to all the podcasts. But when it came to actually putting himself out there, he'd freeze. Because deep down, his identity was still tied to not being an entrepreneur. The moment he realized that, everything changed. He stopped trying to learn his way into confidence and just started doing, embracing the fact that he'd be bad at it at first, that he'd have to figure it out along the way. And within a year, he had a thriving business, not because he became smarter or better, but because he finally let go of his old self and stepped into the version of him that takes action. So what's next for you? It's simple. Drop the justifications. Stop making your perspective so important. Look at the people who already have the result you want, and instead of explaining why it wouldn't work for you, just do what they do. I know that's easier said than done. I also know that if you don't do it, you'll wake up a year from now in the exact same place, telling yourself the exact same story. And that discomfort, that realization that you're not yet the person who gets the result, that's not a bad thing. That's your cue. It means you have the power to shift. So let today be the day you stop making yourself so important. Let go of the need to be right. Accept that you're a beginner in this area and step into the version of yourself who takes action anyway. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. If this made you rethink how you've been approaching your own goals, drop a comment below. What's one area of your life where you know you've been getting in your own way? I'd love to hear how this lands for you. This shift, learning to get out of your own way, to step into the next version of yourself, is exactly what I help people train. There's a specific way to do this, and it's not about motivation or willpower. If you want to go deeper, I've got a process for that. Also, if you're into these kinds of insights, I share more on Instagram at Mike Wang Coaching, and I send out a weekly newsletter packed with thoughts on personal mastery. Feel free to check these out if they sound helpful to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.